Hello, my name is Luis Arroyo, and I'm a specialist in the Boston Public Schools. And this is an overview of the Motion and Design unit for the fourth grade. This video will cover the introduction of the unit, as long as the preparation of the materials in lessons 1 and 2. The main concept for this unit is the product of technological design must meet certain specifications as described in a technological drawing. In this video, as I said, I will talk about how to put the binder together, how to work with some of the materials, and then I'll briefly touch on lessons 1 and 2. The unit is produced by STC, and this is what the teacher's guide looks like. If you receive the brand new guide, it will be wrapped in plastic. You will have to unwrap it and remove all of the tabs and put them in order. This is my binder. I have actually used these little post-it notes to mark the individual lesson numbers. That makes it a lot easier for me to find any particular lesson as I'm going through the binder. So the way that the binder is set up is through tabs. There are a total of 8 tabs in this binder. The first tab, is the overview. The second tab gives you the unit overview, and it has the lesson by lesson summary. The fourth tab has the unit investigations and the black line masters. This is the tab you're going to be using the most when you're working with this unit. Before starting the unit, you will have to set up groups in your classroom. This unit works best when it is done in groups of 2 or 3 students, ideally. I know that that's not always the case. I prefer to set up my groups by gender. That is a suggestion that is made by STC, and I find that it works very well for me. Additionally, you will have to set up the buckets, the materials for each group. You will have to do this before lesson 1. So there is a certain amount of preparation that one has to do to get ready for the students to deliver lesson 1. So let's begin. These are the handouts that can be found at the end of lesson 1. The handouts have the different pieces that are associated with the unit. This is a set of connects, and it is made up of rods of different colors and connectors of different colors. And you will have find some wheels, some tires also of different sizes in the kit. The rods can be connected in 3 different ways using the connectors, and each rod can connect to any color connector. You can connect the rod by pushing down on the side onto the connector like this, or you can use the very end of the rod and just snap it into place like this. Additionally, there is a hole here which will allow you to insert a rod through, and that doesn't actually secure the rod. It allows the rod to rotate or spin freely. So in 3 ways that you can use these pieces as far as connections are concerned: the center hole, the side, and the end. Now, to remove the connector from the rod, simply grab and twist like this. It comes out very easily. Tricky part, these right here. These are called the tan connectors. Some students have a hard time with these just because they're so small, and they are very difficult to connect to the side of the rod. And then to remove, it's not always easy for the students to remove. The best way I find to remove this tan connector from the rod is to simply cup my hand, and with my thumb just push into my hand, and that just releases the connector. The connector also can be attached or connected to the wheel through one of these holes if the tan connector is attached to one of the rods, and that will keep the wheel in place. It is very important that you become familiar with these materials before you get your students and before the students start lesson 1. So let's begin. Now that you have your binder put together, the lessons in this binder all set up in the same way. You have the lesson number and title at the top of the page, and then you have the different lesson components on the left margin of the pages. You have overview and objectives, background, materials, preparation, procedure, final activities, extension, and assessments. If you are looking for extension that are related to math or other disciplines, language arts, you will find them towards the end of the lessons under the section extensions. Lesson number 1, designing vehicles, getting started. The first lesson gives the students an introduction to all of the materials. So what I like to do is give them time just before they get started with the actual building and the first challenge in lesson 1. I let the students have free exploration time, and they have about 10 minutes to build whatever they like with the materials. You'll find that some of your students have never worked with the Connects, so this will be new for them. You will also find that some students actually own some of these pieces, and they are very familiar with the materials. You also want to take this time to set up your notebooks. Make sure that you have a table of contents, that students know how to label all their drawings in the notebooks, and everything is the way you want it to be. Dates at the top of the page, preferably numbers at the bottom of every page. This is the first design challenge that the students will encounter. This information can also be found in the student booklet. There is a set of student books in every unit that accompany the materials. For this particular challenge, the students will have 20 minutes or less to design and build a vehicle that will move at least 100 centimeters across their surface, usually the table. Now, some of the students might actually be challenged by this because they want to go above and beyond what the requirements are. But as you can see, they're very specific. In 20 minutes or less, just design a vehicle that will move at least 100 centimeters. As we move to lesson 2, using drawings to record and build, the student, after having an opportunity to record and draw their initial vehicle from lesson 1, will move on and build the standard vehicle. The standard vehicle is built using what is called a technical drawing. Now, this technical drawing can be found again in the student booklet. And this is what it looks like. Notice the top view, notice the side view of the vehicle. And at the end of this lesson, the students should have something that looks just like this. Now, every single student should have the same exact vehicle because they are all following the same exact technical drawing. Once they are finished with this vehicle, one of the activities that you can do is have them compare their drawing from the first lesson to the technical drawing in this lesson and have a discussion as to why the drawings are different. Ask them if they think that they can actually rebuild the vehicle that they built in lesson 1 using the drawing they have in their notebooks. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.